Welcome back to Living Podcariously, recorded live at the Why Are We Here studio on Florida's Space Coast. The music you'll be listening to this evening is from Jake Salter and the guys over at Phonic. They are a band straight out of Florida's Space Coast, and they're really excellent. They've given us the rights to use their music. You can listen to it all night. If you like what you hear, go find them at Phonic, that's TRUPHONIC.bandcamp.com, or go search for them on YouTube. Just look for Phonic.
Yeah, we are setting it up for episode 2 in season 2. I don't know what you want to call it.
We might as well call it season 2.
Season
I like
2.
it. Season 2.
All right.
Living Podcariously, season 2.
Well, this was Adam's idea from last week, but welcome to Living Podcariously, season 2, episode 2.
Binge-worthy podcasting.
Binge-worthy for sure. I am one of your hosts. My name is Tach. And
that's right. I was going to do that weird.
I was going to ask you about that.
Shit,
I was going to try to
anything.
improv some stuff.
Do it, and go.
And so I'm going to attempt what Adam did last week. So, and sitting across from me is, I can't think of anything.
The man,
okay.
The myth, sometimes the slam dancer,
Mr. Josh Wilson. God damn. See what I did there? I flipped it around.
Mr. Wilson. Yeah, what's up, guys?
And then sitting next to him across from me is two eyes. I don't know. I'm going by what he's.
I was pointing like I'm watching you, buddy.
He's watching me. I don't know. He's got the girly mic.
I do have the girly mic. I have Andrea Joy's mic tonight, and it's all bedazzled up.
It is bedazzled. But that's Adam Poston.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So we are Andrea Joyless. We're joyless.
Yeah, we are
tonight.
joyless tonight. Yeah, she'll do a call in a little bit later for the Guyry. She's got some questions prepped, but like as in life happens, we've got a baby at home, and we don't have a babysitter tonight. Being the live-in babysitter, my stepdaughter, Alyssa.
So does this mean next time you'll stay home and she gets to come?
Would you prefer that?
I'm just asking. It's your baby too, right? I don't know.
Is it an option?
Well, see, my boobs, even though they're good looking and big, hey, look, there's a red hair on me. Even though they're big, they don't lactate. At least I haven't tried. You want to test it for me, Tack?
I was thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, sweet. That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
glad we're on the same page. One big thing I want to bring up this week.
Your penis.
No, God, no. Is I really want to talk about, and I don't know why we haven't mentioned it yet.
Uh-oh.
Josh's pants tonight.
Oh.
Jesus. What's wrong with my pants?
Josh.
Okay, for those of you who can't see this at home.
All
Hey,
right.
Tack, I'm going to really fuck with you.
Okay.
With those pants,
Yeah.
he never wears underwear.
It's a
I
true
imagine
story.
that.
It's a true story. That's what I'm saying. All right. I'm wearing harem pants. They have a 34-inch inseam.
So they're like hammer pants, but imagine like, I don't know, the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz put them together.
Yeah, they're patchwork.
It's patchwork pants.
I bought them up at Electric Forest up in Michigan, up at a music festival.
Are those, what are those at the bottom? Are those like cinched? Like,
Those are shoes.
I mean, around the ankles, are they cinched?
Yeah, they're like
elastic. Nice.
And so I can pull them up above my knees, and then they're like harem shorts.
Okay. So it's kind of like,
They're just like super lightweight cotton MC Hammer pants.
We have a friend that would love those pants, Josh. His name is Jason Crace. He performed in a musical at the Go-Go Village Playhouse, and he wore a coat of many colors. He was Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
I saw that. It was really good.
Those pants are the pants of many colors.
Mr. Wilson and the Technicolor pants.
He grabbed his penis. I saw it.
It's true. Yeah, it's down here.
Yeah, no, dude, those look mega comfortable.
It's like walking around naked. I imagine this is what women feel like in a dress. If those ever come around for dudes, I'm on board with the dress train.
Different. It feels different.
Dresses for dudes. Those are also called kilts.
They are. So what do we got this week? Besides just the guys tonight.
So before we really took our 6-month hiatus or so, Tack, we were getting regular updates from you on your. So Josh Wilson or Mr. Wilson has his beautiful wife at home. I have my beautiful fiance at home.
I have my beautiful son at home.
We want to know what is the update on Tack's dating life, because we and this is no shit. We have actually had listeners that have contacted us about your dating life, and they say that is something that they're tracking. It's like their own personal soap opera.
People are tracking it like they have like I feel there's like red yarn in somebody's wall.
That's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
have you seen the website? Like taxdatinglife.com.
I have not, but it's trademarked now. So,
So what's going on? What's happened in the last 6 months? Tell me you got laid in the last 6 months.
So,
please.
okay, so last we talked, I believe it was just beginning of summer, or it was almost summertime.
Summertime. Yes.
Right? Okay. So I was looking forward to getting ready for the Summer of Tach. Okay. Like my kids, because at the time I had my daughter, who's 19, was living with me at the time, but she was moving out, and my son was going to his mom's for the summer.
All right.
So I had the whole summer just to myself.
So you man groomed and shaved the pubes.
So I was like, okay, this is my opportunity, because before I can't just bring girls over. My kids are there, So where am I going to go? Like, meet chicks somewhere in my car, It's like,
Yeah.
So
that's how you get the best hourly rate.
yeah.
Hookers. So I was like, okay, the Summer of Tach. Like, even my friends were just like, Summer of Tach's coming. I'm like, that's right. I even had a chick one time, like, she thought she coined it. She was like, so it's the Summer of Tach. I'm like, that's what we're calling it. And so I went on a few dates over the summer.
All right.
I went out with this one chick. What was it? I think we met on Plenty of Fish. And she actually messaged me on Plenty of Fish. Okay, for those who aren't familiar with Plenty of Fish, okay, it's a dating site, blah, 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 So for guys, if you get messaged by a chick, sometimes it could just be like scam shit.
Yeah, go
like,
look at my videos.
Yeah. Or what's your Skype? Or, hey, you can, or it'll start off with, hey, and you go, hey, and then it's a commercial for going to their site and paying $4.99.
Or she'll say, I'll bet I can guess your credit card number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not it. What is it really? Yeah, I know that scam. I might have fallen for it.
So I get this message, on there. It's hey or whatever, and it's like a hot chick. I'm like, here we go again. But I always have to go into it and I go into very skeptically. Hey, I don't do any like, hey, wow, you're hot. What are you doing?
Are
I'm just
you
like,
a hacker from India or one of those Indonesian countries that I always talk to on the phone? Yeah, I know. Right. I know your game.
So I was like, hey, and she was like, hey, and then she started actual regular conversation. I'm like, is this chick real? Because she's like hot, I'm like looking through her pictures. I'm like, she's hot, like, and then I finally figured it's a real girl, like, and I was like, holy shit. So. We met up and we went to lunch and stuff like that and hung out because I had to work the next day, so I couldn't really stay out late, and she knew all that. So we met up during the day, hung out for the day for several hours, and when I met her too, she was just like her pictures, really hot. And
really, you didn't get what is it, catfished?
No, I've never been catfished yet. But so we met up, we went to lunch. Then she was like, okay, and it was her part of a town that I'm not familiar with, so it was her town. So I was like, I don't know where anything is, so just wherever.
How far away did you go?
She was in
Kentucky.
Yeah, Tennessee. No, it was let's just say Orlando or something like that.
So that was supposed to be an easy one. I apologize.
Things obviously didn't work out, Mr. Wilson. That's what it sounds like.
So she's like, well, I'll just take you to my bar that I always go to. I'm like, why not? So we went to, and of course, like the bartender's really hot chick too, and they're like best friends or whatever. So she's like, oh my god, this is Tach, and then we're talking, and so we're all having fun. And then I actually had a beer. I actually had 2 beers.
Whoa!
Right?
Watch out!
Yeah, and and then while we were sitting at the bar laughing and talking and whatever, and then she just like was like, she started kissing me, so we started kissing a little bit at the bar, and I was like, all right,
damn,
okay. But it wasn't like we weren't making out.
I have a penis.
We weren't making out or anything. Like at one point, she was like, "I'm gonna run to the bathroom," and then she like licks my neck as she walks by. I'm just
holy
shit! This will be all right. Okay, all right. And she even does karaoke. She sang a song because it was karaoke there that day too, and she was really good. And I was shocked. And so then I was like, I have to go.
Oh, you told her you had to leave?
Well, she knew I had to leave. She was like, look at the time. She's like, oh, I got to get, because we met somewhere and then we got in her car and she drove us around. So it's like, well, I got to get you back to your car. And one thing I was concerned about too is that she mentioned that she likes to drink, which is not, I don't want to be with somebody who's like an alcoholic or anything. Been there, done that. Don't want to do that again.
Liking to drink could be, though, like a casual drinker.
I gotcha, but there was like a lot of red flags flying up. And
okay.
so
She's the bestie with the bartender?
That and that she's there like every day at the bar.
Yeah, those are kind of red flags.
And even there was even times where I was talking to the bartender because she'd go to the bathroom and even the bartender was like, she really doesn't drink that much. And I was like, is this something I should be concerned about? And she was like, no. And I was like,
oh, that's enough.
Geez.
Yeah, that kind of an answer is enough to know.
And so she drove me back to the car, and then we're in her car. Let me start making out like hardcore, And I was like, yeah, and I was feeling her up. She's feeling me up, all this kind of shit. And she's like, you have to go. And I was like, yeah, I got to go. And I was like, part of me was like, fuck it, I'm just staying,
Nope,
whatever.
no, I don't.
And, but I figured, we'll meet up like tomorrow night or the next night or something like that. And, so anyway, so I left, and then, the next day she texted me. She's like, so I think I drink more than I said I did. And I think it might be too much for you. And I was like, and she basically admitted she's an alcoholic and she's drunk every single day.
Damn it.
And I was like, ooh, I did not meet up with her again after that. Are these stories too long? You can shorten them in editing.
Nah,
so,
man.
Okay.
I met a chick. She's an alcoholic. That's all that's going to be broadcast. So she didn't work out. I'll leave in the I felt her up part. But
okay. A week or two later, I meet this other chick. I think also on Plenty of Fish, I think. She's actually another redhead. Okay.
Hang on. You glazed over Plenty of Fish too quick. So for a guy to get messaged, like you said earlier, it is rare. And usually guys will be the ones that are approving girls. Like, yeah, you approve. And girls are super selective on that because they know 100 guys have already selected them as like, yes, I approve of this girl or swiped right or whatever the thing is. So
there's no swiping in Plenty of Fish.
Well, whatever it is, it's the equivalent, approve it or whatever the check mark or whatever the hell that you have to do in Plenty of Fish. It's been a while since I've been on those sites. But I watched a friend, a girl, not a girlfriend, but a friend that was a girl that had an account on there. And she said, you pick any guy on here, I'll swipe right on them or I'll approve them and I'll guarantee you it's a match immediately. So I'm like, all right, let's try it. So I found some dude, a good looking guy.
Yeah, there is
sure enough,
part of the app. Yeah, there is a swiping thing, but it's not the main part of the app. So yeah, you're right.
I think that was more on Tinder.
Tinder is 100% swiping.
Yeah.
So
sorry, continue your story.
Okay, so I met this other chick on there. We started talking, and she's another redhead, and I've never been with a redhead before.
Sparks fly when you're in the bedroom, I heard.
I don't know. So,
it's like Brillo pad on Brillo pad, Josh.
Yeah.
Charge a battery.
So, that, became a topic. I was like, have you ever dated a redhead? She's like, no. I was like, I haven't either. I was like, is this weird? And she's like, no. I was like, all right. So we'd met up. She actually wanted me to meet her at her house, which I thought was unusual and probably not smart on her part. But I wasn't going to complain. And I'm not a murderer, so
it's like only the last 3 out of 10 guys that I've dated on here have raped me at home. So I think you're okay.
Yeah. So I went over to her house. We hung out there for a little bit, just kind of watched TV or whatever, and we were kind of started getting a little snuggly on the couch or whatever, and a little funny story happened one time because there was jokes about because we had like a lot in common, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And she was really funny. Actually, both those chicks were really funny. And then she started joking about like, "Oh my god, what if you're my brother or something like that?" Because we had a lot in common, And we're like, "Oh, And so at one point we were sitting on the couch, and I had my arm around her, like so. I know you can't see it at home, but like so. As you can see, you guys here, for those who can't see at home, I have like this little thingy around my wrist.
Your hair tie, yeah.
My hair tie around my wrist.
You have such long hair now. You have a hair tie.
I have a hair tie now. So I wear it on my wrist. And so I had my arm around, and then she we were holding hands like that. And with the hand she held up, she also had a black hair tie wrapped on her wrist too. And she looks at mine and she goes, "Oh my God, you're my brother." And she pushed me off of her. It was so funny. Anyway. So she started talking about how she was tired. She was like, "Oh, I'm just tired." I was like, "Okay, well, you want to just go to bed and I'll just watch you sleep if you want." That's not weird, right? So I guess not a bad idea. And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Whatever." So we sat there for probably 2 or 3 more minutes. And she's like, "Okay." She turns the TV off. "Let's go." And I was like, "I'm going to go watch you sleep." Okay. So we went upstairs to our bedroom.
And Tach's walking upstairs the whole time. Think dead puppies, think dead puppies, think dead puppies.
I'm like, is this happening? I was like, all right. So we went up to her room. I sat down in her bed. She turned the TV on in there, and then she went into the bathroom, and I'm like, am I about to get laid here? I was like, I don't know.
Breath check. Okay, that's good. Let me smell my junk real quick. Make sure that smells good. Right? Every guy does it. You know you do.
No, it was in date mode. I was clean. I was ready to go.
All right.
So then she comes out and she has a little bit less clothing on than when she went in. So
nice.
I was like, all right. So she gets on the bed and lays next to me. We start making out. Anyway, one thing led to another, yada, yada.
You know,
yada.
if our friend Ron was here, he would make you describe every detail of this girl. But scale her 1 out of 10.
What?
1 out of 10 scale. Like 10 is your perfect girl. 1 is you're never going to even come in the same room as this girl.
Yeah.
What was she?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Will you objectify her for us?
Yeah.
I would absolutely objectify her. I don't understand the question, though.
What would you scale her out of a 1 to 10 scale? What would you scale her?
Yes. Like 1 to... Oh.
What else does that mean?
Yeah, no.
I know. I didn't know what you meant. Like how was the sex?
1 to 10, like... Yeah, her shirt was like I think she wore like a 3.
We're going to have to go piece by piece. Her makeup wasn't perfect, so I'm going to give that a 4.
No, she had a... For you know what I like, and her body was like perfect.
Yeah, girls. Yes.
Perfect. Well, you know what kind of body type I like. So, I mean, her body was like perfect. And after we get done fucking, like she went into the bathroom.
Whoa, back up. So you did have sex?
Yes.
Nice. Yes, we're gonna do this.
Oh, thanks. So,
nice.
After we got done fucking, she like went into the bathroom to do whatever it is girls do post coitus.
About 3 minutes later. Sorry.
In my experience,
she finished herself off, I guess, probably. I don't know.
I got mine. You got yours? Not yet.
Oh, yeah. So she went to walk into the bathroom naked, and I was like, damn, you got a nice ass. Like, holy shit. She's like, thanks. Like, she did. Like, holy crap. She had a great body, perfect body. So,
turns out she was my sister.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So I'm going to be a daddy and an uncle. So, no. And then after we got done, she's like, well, she was like starting to fall asleep on me. And I was like, well, I can go and let you to sleep. She's like, yeah, sorry. I'm like, no, that's all right. I'm thinking, whatever.
I'm
good.
Actually going to watch you sleep. That's weird.
Yeah. So I left and she hasn't talked to me since.
Seriously? She's never called you back or messaged you or anything?
Nope.
Have you tried to message her?
Oh, yeah. Like a day or so later, I texted her. It might have been the next day because we were texting for a while, like a couple of weeks before we met up. And then she just was like really distant and then eventually just ignored me after that.
So that makes a guy always wonder, was like a technique an issue? Did you fuck something up during the... I mean, you obviously
Maybe
did everything.
Just wanted sex and that was it.
I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah, that's certainly a possibility. But come on, girls. If you're going to do that to a guy, let him know. I promise you most guys will be okay with it. I promise you that.
Yeah. If you just want sex, just tell me that. That's fine. Skip all the bullshit.
Glad we're in agreement. Me too.
But I've had girls that just like ghost on me and before anything even happens, I don't never know why.
Yeah, but before anything happens makes sense. All right, they're not into you or you're not into them, vice versa, whatever.
Okay, but
you go the distance, you have sex, you go all that way and then ghost. It either is she was super disappointed in something with something that you did sexually,
maybe, I don't know.
Or she just wanted sex, like Josh said.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
But I mean, like I've dated girls. Like I went on this one date with this one girl. This is not the first time this happened. Probably won't be the last. But this one girl I met up. We were set up by a mutual friend, and we texted for a while, talked on the phone. Things were really good. We decided we met up for dinner. The day went really well. You know, even at the end of it, she's like, "So am I going to see you again?" I was like, "I hope so." She's like, "Good." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, cool." And I was like, "This chick was amazing. Like, she was awesome." Like 2 days later, ghost.
Really?
No idea why. For all I know, she died. I have no idea.
The police are going to come by your house, Mr. Van Sickle. Do you recall going on a date with this person? That was the last time she was ever seen alive. Oh, shit.
Right. And that's not the first time that's happened. I don't know what the hell girls do and why they do that.
So you got laid once. Are there more? I mean, don't give us that level of detail on all the stories, but did you get some more action between then and now?
I did. I got laid another time. This not really yes. I got laid twice in like 2 years.
That's not. I know you've had sex more than that in 2 years because I was part of 2 of them. So come on.
I don't even know what that means. Another time was just a friend came over and I fucked her and that was it. So.
Oh yeah, no big deal. Just came over, dropped pipe, no big deal.
Excuse me. Well, that's the reason why she came over. So
that's cool. No, I respect that.
Booty calls. Hey, look. We as a society we have made booty calls into something very bad, and they are not. A booty call is a fantastic thing if you have a relationship, a mature relationship with somebody that is, in the same mindset, just needs that sexual release of tension or whatever, then do it. No strings attached. As long as you're not married or, other prior engaged, there's some other kind of situation. Yeah, then it's bad. But booty calls are great, man.
So ever since then, I haven't really had anything really. I haven't really been trying. I went for a long time where I wasn't even trying. Wasn't interested in girls, wasn't talking to any girls. It was one time where I was starting to talk to this girl, and then we were talking like a lot, like every day, several times a day, like all day, and then all of a sudden she was just like, and then just kind of stopped. No idea why.
So what about right now?
Right now?
I mean, not in the studio right now, but I mean, what's your situation at home? Right, do you have a girl on the side? You got something happening, or what's going on?
I don't know. There's a couple of girls I'm kind of interested in.
Do they know you live?
Yes.
Okay.
They know I live.
It's kind of interesting. So you seem like you're having some success with online dating. That's pretty cool.
Well, I've had a lot more in the past. Lately, no.
That's no big deal. But there's a friend of ours. He's using a new one. I really wish I could remember the name of it. But guys have no messaging capacity.
Oh, that's Bumblebee, I think is what it's called.
That doesn't sound right. It could be it. But he can't message anybody.
Yeah.
He has to receive a message.
Mm-hmm.
And he's found that the quality of people that he's interacting with are better. Just in general, because they're, I guess it's on them. It's a place of, I guess, security for women. Because, I mean, being on a dating site as a woman sounds fucking terrifying.
It's Bumblebee. It's the women have all the control. Like, guys can't message. The girls have to make the first move. And I'm on there, but I've gotten nothing.
All right, bad idea.
0.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for your dating life update out of Mr. Tack Van Sickle. We appreciate that. Ladies, if you're interested, you can reach Tack at 321. No, I'm just kidding. Don't give your cell phone out.
You can reach me on Facebook.
That's awesome. You guys want to take our first break on episode number 2 of season 2 for Living Podcariously?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'm going to tease something. When we come back, I want to talk to you if you're interested in maybe going to the moon or Mars, Tack.
Right now?
I mean, maybe. Find out after the break.
Okay.
Horrible segue. Suck at that.
I gotta split quick somehow, because you got me in deep, too deep right now. Soon I'm feeling
You're listening to Living Podcariously, a.k.a. Tack's Sex Confessions. The description of that girl, though. Hey, Tack. That girl, does she have a lazy eye? I think we're Eskimo brothers.
You've been selling me out your essence, baby. Lady, well, I'm crazy, 'cause I just can't give you everything. Now I bet you wonder why I'd ever be hesitant. But I spent my whole life looking for a quick fix. Hey, no, I can hear a mess. It's like I'm going deaf, and you can hear me singing if my thoughts all strapped. Baby, tell me what's left. And now I can't believe this how it's gotta be. Oh, you make me feel away, but I still gotta leave. I gotta be free. Yeah. You've been selling me all your essence, baby. Lately, well, I'm crazy, 'cause I just can't give you everything.
So have you guys heard of the masculinity paradox?
I haven't. What is that?
What is the masculine?
What is that?
Oh, yeah. What is
it
this?
time? It's time.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, it's Andrea Joy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we've been joyless tonight.
Someone's got to take care of the baby. She's too young to leave
you're
home alone.
sweet.
I'm up
you
here.
mean the
Tack,
baby.
Tack and Josh are taking care of me just fine. What are you talking about?
Well, I thought it would be okay to leave her in the car since it's not hot outside, but apparently that's illegal too.
Damn these laws. So Andrea Joy is
Disclaimer,
going.
I would never leave my baby in the car.
Yes.
Andrea Joy this week is going to be doing a remote diary.
Yeah, you guys just thought you were going to get away without having to do it.
And, yeah, he promised that we weren't going to have to do a diary this week. What's going on
Gotcha.
with that?
All right, so Andrea,
All right,
you know how this
guys.
works. You don't have to. You can just start whenever you're ready. You just sorry. Peering into the inner thoughts and expressions of men. Women submit questions to get brutal, honest admissions. We call this the Guyry. Guyry? Really? Hey, Tack, is that the best name we could come up with?
Yeah, just go with it.
Aw, I think it's adorable.
Can we man up the music a little bit or something?
I got you, buddy.
All right, number one is from Alexis in Florida.
Uh-oh.
If your girlfriend/wife flashed you during a heated argument, what would you do?
If the girlfriend/wife flashed you during a heated argument, what would you do? Does look count as a qualified answer?
I think you should elaborate a little more than that.
Immediately drop the argument.
I think that would be an argument killer. I kind of do.
I'm a little concerned about this question because my daughter's Alexis and she lives in Florida, so I don't know if I want to answer this one.
If you're yelling at your daughter, Tack, and she flashes you, what do you do? I go to counseling.
It doesn't say daughter. It says girlfriend/wife.
Well, I don't have a girlfriend/wife, so.
Tack doesn't know how to put on his imagination.
Well, I would just be like, I would probably just laugh. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, that would work. That would end an argument. Pretty like
It would turn into comedy
because I mean,
for me.
I'm a fan of titties, so
I like titties too. Have you seen them?
Yeah, that's all goods from us, Andrea. I think all of us would. I think it would definitely put a screeching halt to almost any argument or fight.
Depends on what the argument's about.
I'm gonna go home and start a fight.
If
Does it though, Tat?
What?
Does it really?
Well, maybe we're arguing because she was flashing her titties in public, and then like, why do you always got to do that all the time? And then she does it to me. Like, exactly. That's my point. Good night. I'm going to bed.
Andrea, you missed some good stories about Tack's dating life since we've last been on air.
Oh, tell him again.
Okay. So it was the Summer of Tach. No, you'll hear him. No, she won't. She
I'll
won't listen to the
just
show.
have to listen to Living Podcariously.
That's right.
Oh, we need our plug bell.
What days?
Dang, I don't even know where it is, or I would be ding it.
Dingo took my baby. All right, what's number 2?
Number 2 is from Angela in Florida.
Angela!
Samantha!
Jonathan!
Mona! Sorry. Thanks for that.
The guy I'm seeing said he doesn't think I'm the kind of girl he thought I was, that I'm too flirty with everyone. The only thing I do is smile and talk to the people around us when we go out. When did smiling mean I wanted to sleep with everyone?
Well, she's flashing her tits to get in conversations too right now.
No, that was Alexis, not Angela.
Oh, yeah.
You know, actually, I'm going to take this one first.
Okay.
I noticed this, and I haven't been in the dating scene for, for like 7 years now. And I noticed that even that long ago, the biggest thing that like helped my game was just going out and being nice and smiling at people and making eye contact. I really think, not to sound like those damn millennials, but I think we're so absorbed in our phones now that like positive human interaction is just like, you're trying to fuck, back off.
I'm going to go a different route with that. So Okay, what girls don't understand is that it doesn't take much for a guy to assume that they're interested. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect
All
sense.
right. Yeah.
Okay. So if a girl like smiles at you and says hi or talks to you, you know, guys automatically assume she wants it. You know, it doesn't take much. It really doesn't. So that might be the things that he's thinking about. I don't know.
Maybe
All
that's
right.
all. Maybe that's all it takes for your boyfriend. Maybe Tech's right.
Or maybe this dude, Angela's boyfriend, is just a complete psychopath and jealous, way over jealous, and does not need to be that way. That's because to me, that is unusual.
But he cooks and cleans, so that's what's important. Who
Is his
the
name?
boss?
I was going to say, God damn it. You suck, Tach.
Tony.
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 Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we all three have different unique perspectives on that. I think she needs to give this guy Tach a call because he wouldn't get jealous.
Hit me up on Facebook.
Should she smile and talk to him?
Yeah. Encourage.
Conversation optional.
And sex, too, would be cool. Did I sound
All right,
desperate? I sound
number
desperate.
3 is from Ginger in Kentucky.
Oh, I love Ginger.
Finally, I found someone awesome. He's a great guy, but he's still in touch with his ex. I can't stand it. They don't hang out a lot, but they definitely still talk. Should I ask him to end it? How can I do that without sounding crazy?
That's not a crazy request.
No,
I
I mean, they don't have kids together, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
There's-
You know what? I think the right answer here is to hit him like an adult with a closed
Hit him
hand.
like I was going to say. Bam.
Just like, hey, tell him, like, this makes me uncomfortable. And if that becomes an ordeal, then you address the fact that he's not willing to cut ties with his ex.
Or should he be forced to do that? I mean, that's if it's innocent. If it's an innocent relationship with his ex, meaning the conversations are innocent, there's no like sexual undertones or anything like that, and they're legitimately just friends, should he have to lose that relationship?
I don't think I did mean to imply that he should or should not.
Okay.
Even just from your perspective as the lady in this equation.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Just like, if you're uncomfortable, just talk to your partner, because like that's just have a conversation.
Maybe
Say,
talk
hey.
about how she feels rather than why he's doing it.
Yeah, just like, hey, this
Right.
kind of makes me uncomfortable. And if he's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to talk to her anyways, like, well, then you respond to that. It's like,
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
That's good advice.
I would say have Angela reach out to this girl and invite her over, see how things go. Maybe they hit it off, and who knows, there's a threesome.
And then they invite Tech.
And then they invite Alexis over to flash them.
Yes. She just stands outside, though, and flashes through the window. What do you-
Number 4 is from Megan in North Carolina.
Megan and
Why do
North
guys?
Cackalack.
Huh?
Nothing. Sorry. Go ahead. You're on the phone. My bad.
Why do guys hate shopping? What exactly is it that turns? I'm sorry.
you don't have to be.
It's
Okay.
not. That's perfect. That's perfect. Even at home, she loses her place in her notes. I love it.
How do you know I have notes?
You got to write the questions down somewhere.
All right, I'm just going to start that whole thing over.
Okay.
Number 4 is from Megan in North Carolina. Why do guys hate shopping? What exactly is it that has turned guys hate? Oh, I'm sorry. Now I got it.
Take 3.
I love it. I love it.
Why do guys hate shopping? What exactly is it that has turned guys hating shopping into a stereotype?
Ooh.
I'm
This is unique. Hang on. I want you to answer this first, Tach, but this is
Yeah.
unique based on the guy themselves. Certain guys are different.
Yes.
So I want you to go first, Tach.
Okay. So I grew up with 4 sisters, 2 moms. So I've spent a lot of time outside dressing rooms and holding purses. So we don't hate shop. Okay, I'm not gonna say we. I don't hate shopping. I hate going to like women's clothing stores and just like
That's
standing
fair.
outside dressing rooms and for a really long time. And I haven't had to do it in years because I haven't really been in a relationship, or the relationships I've had that were not girls that go shopping. Like my ex Holly, she was never a shopper like that, so never had to do with her. So maybe I have a little bit of PTSD just from growing up and spending a lot of time suffering through that as a kid.
Post-traumatic shopping disorder. I know that one. It's pretty serious.
But I like shopping. Like if I got money, I like going shopping, but not necessarily for clothes or jewelry. But
all right, Josh,
I do enjoy shopping.
What do you think?
I think it is the objectiveless nature of shopping. It's the browsing. So I take, like when it comes, for me, when I make a decision, I'm a very stereotypical guy in that regard. If I need a new t-shirt, I'm going to go to H&M because I like the shirts. And I'm going to go, that's the right color and size, and I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to own that decision and be happy with that shirt. And that to me is, shopping is not a browsing experience. It's I need a thing, so I go buy the thing. And I don't really have that like fear of missing out on like a better deal or a better shirt. I'm just like, that is a good shirt and it'll fit me.
Yeah.
Decision has been made and that's it.
Okay.
But I also understand the other side of it. Like there's a hobby and pastime of like going through the store and finding things that fit. And I respect that because my wife it bores her to like sit and play video games. And I totally get that. Like I can sit and play video games for 7 or 8 hours on end and be fine with it. She's just like, fucking shoot me. I would rather be anywhere else. Like it's not a hobby that I was taught growing up to just go and browse things that I have no intention of ever using.
What about at the thrift stores though? That's like shopping for treasure.
Thrift store is unique. That's true.
I've heard Margaret say those exact same words. And she loves it. She goes with her mom, and they'll just go spend a day like good willing. It's like they have a verb for their activity.
Andrea, you and Margaret really should go do things like that together because she loves it, you love it, I hate it. you guys should. You hear me slide that in there? I hate it. All right. So my answer to your question, Andrea, or to what's her name, whatever her name was,
Megan. I think
Megan
in North Kakalaki. I despise the shopping process. I don't know why. Like, I don't mind shopping online for things. In fact, what has sort of pacified me a little bit is now that Target allows you to buy everything ahead of time and they just have it up at the counter ready for you. I love that. I love that kind of shopping. That's great. You go in, you get your shit, and you leave. What I don't like, and I think it might stem, Tach, you might have hit this right on the head. My shopping, I guess, I don't want to call it a paranoia, but my shopping phobia or my shopping in general is from all of the wasted time that I spent waiting on like my mother or my grandmother just to browse through just boring shit that I had no interest in. Right. And I had no interest in being there. So maybe it's Pavlovian to a lot of guys to where as they were younger, they were forced to go do this boring shit that they had no interest in doing.
Well, another thing too that's interesting also, have you ever watched like some sort of a beauty pageant or anything with like a girl? Obviously, yes, I can imagine you watching it by yourself.
Keep going.
But like,
that's the kind of shopping I like.
No. So like, they'll come out in like evening gowns or something, or even whatever show shows a bunch of different dresses, you know. So I remember sitting one time when I was with
the dress.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know that show, Tach. Don't say maybe.
It's something like that. Anything that'll work too, as an example. So I watched it with a girl, and they'll be like, "Oh, I like that dress. Like, look at that. Look at." And then the next one will be like, "Oh my God, that's terrible." And I don't see a difference in the two. Like, obviously, there's different colors. I gotcha, but to me, they're just dresses. Like, they look the same to me. So it's the same kind of thing. Like, if they come out like, "What do you think of this?" Like, I don't know. It's a fucking skirt and a shirt. I don't know.
It fits. It doesn't hang off you. Yeah, nicely done.
You have a nice ass in it.
My very first question is always, are we wearing panties? No, we're good. That's my question.
So I don't
see,
know.
she knows. She laughed. She knows.
Well, it would probably be more fun if you weren't sitting outside of the dressing room and you were inside.
And Andrea, I'll come hang out in the dressing room with you.
Josh is volunteering. Dude, thanks for taking one for the team, dude.
Shopping is fun. All right. This one doesn't have a name on it. So from someone from somewhere.
That means somebody we know.
Yep.
I'm sure you've heard this before, but the debate continues. Why can't you remember to put the toilet seat down?
Okay, so I got something about this.
Oh, we've talked about
Remember me talking about
Season
how
1, we talked about this.
4 sisters and 2 moms, okay? I was trained at a very young age to put the toilet seat down. I live at home alone at this place almost 10 years now. I still put the toilet seat down after every time I go. It's not because it's just because it's tidy. I don't know. So I don't do that. That's not me. I always put the toilet seat down ever since I was a kid, and I was trained to, and I always do.
I argue it in the fact that girls aren't, their obligatory isn't to put the seat up for guys because guys come in next. They don't have that response. However,
I get that. Makes sense.
Andrea had a really good defense for this one time for me because we had the same argument before, and I put the seat down in the house now. And she said, what if our daughter happened to get up in the middle of the night and had to go pee really bad and falls in the fucking toilet because I'm too lazy to put the seat down? And that I respect. That I do. Because kids are kids. I mean, kids are going to do stupid shit like that every once in a while. If it was just me and Andrea living there all by ourselves, then guess what? Toilet seat's going to stay up, and just that's what's going to happen. You just have
to check this shit. Like, how hard is it? Like, how many times as women in your life, I've done this with girls I've been with, plus my daughters, they're all like this. I don't know if they just go in blindfolded and sit down. Because I don't know how many times, like, I need toilet paper. Can you bring me to... And I'm like, why don't you ever look before you sit down?
Well, I've done that occasionally, too.
Because you have to go. You're running in there.
Why are you waiting so long? Just go.
Because we're busy.
Busy.
I actually have kind of a funny answer to this one. So I remember back in grade school, this was such a hilarious or maybe traumatic experience that... it has stuck with me. I remember it was like our family life, like this is what a condom is kind of class. And they started talking about like, I don't know why, as you're an adult and you start sharing a household with other people, ways to show consideration. It was like a really strange thing that they slid into 5th grade. But I remember this graphic and it was a toilet and they showed what happens when you flush the toilet when the lid's down and what happens when you flush the toilet when the lid is up. And the graphic that they showed was just shit particles when you flush the toilet just spraying out into the room. And
on your toothbrush.
And that's stuck with me as a kid. I was just like, I don't want shit all over everything. Oh my God. So now that has stuck with me. I get up and I put not only the seat down, I put the lid down as well because I'm just like, I
always do it. It just looks tidier with everything shut.
I like to close the lid after I shit, just not because I care about the particle dust getting in the air, just because I'm ashamed of what I just did. Like, I don't need to see that anymore. It just needs to go away now. Push this magic button that makes all my poo disappear. Yes, thank you.
It's like, man,
I agree, Josh. Oh. That's always been my argument, actually, is the lid. You put the lid down.
Yeah.
All right.
Gross.
But yeah, I mean, if Margaret ever fell into the toilet, it would be a 2-step process.
First laugh, and then what?
Well, first it would be, you good? And then absolutely hilarious laughter.
All right, our last question is from Rachel in Florida. I have a problem. I got really drunk with my friends and ended up spending the night with, we'll call her Jennifer, if you know what I mean.
Ooh.
I feel guilty and haven't told my boyfriend. I'm afraid if I tell him, he won't let me go out with Jennifer again. What should I do? Is it really cheating if it wasn't another guy?
Yeah, so this is a two-part answer. Number one, woohoo! Number two, yes, it's absolutely cheating. There's no question about it. There was not communication with the other guy or with a boyfriend in the relationship.
The only thing to explain this is like replace the word Jennifer with Mike. And then you get an obvious answer. You know,
it's cheating no matter what. If the other person doesn't know, it's cheating. That's just what it is.
I'm afraid if I tell my boyfriend, then he won't let me sleep with Mike anymore. Like, no shit. Or he will let you. He just won't be with you anymore.
The right answer in this is I'm afraid to tell my boyfriend because he'll want to always come out with us. That's what is going to happen here.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you fucked around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's the catch. Alcohol is never really a good excuse, though, unfortunately. But you got to come clean. You got to tell him. You can't have that harboring. Not so much for him, but for you as a person. You'll have that sitting in the back of your mind. That'll weigh on your conscience for until you tell him. So you got to tell him.
He may be cool with it. You never know.
He might be fine with it. Yeah, you never know.
We actually...
Probably not, though.
Last episode... Season 2, Episode 1's diary. We had a whole kind of discussion about cheating.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we talked
Why
about.
Don't I remember that?
Were you drinking?
No.
Wait, were you here? No.
And we talked and we all kind of had the same opinion where you have to talk about it. Like it
that's
has to
right.
be
I
discussed.
remember now. I remember now.
We had
Yeah.
different opinions on how it should be handled once it's out there.
Yeah.
Mine was forgiveness, and all of you said you're an idiot to me. Yeah. That's what it was.
You are an idiot.
That's true. But
So Andrea, is this Rachel from wherever the fuck really you with another girlfriend? Is that what you're trying to do? You're breaking it to me? Because I'm okay with it, but I want to go with you.
Yes, Adam. And it's not just one of my friends. It's been all of my friends every time I go out.
Score. Let's go.
I'm one of her friends.
There's like
Me too.
7 girls
Yay.
over here right now. They're gone.
Damn it.
Oh,
send pictures.
I don't believe you.
Oh, that's
Is that it?
That's it. That's the end
Best
of the best
diary.
diary ever.
Best phone diary ever.
Diary ever.
best phone diary ever. Andrea, thank you very, very much for calling us tonight. We miss you.
Yeah, sorry you couldn't be here.
Do you got anything to say? Any stories, anecdotes?
Any stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you are on the show.
I did my first caroling gig in Vieira.
Oh, I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah.
You guys sounded really good. I was very impressed.
She was amazing. Dude, she was the soprano.
I could hear her.
And man, yeah, it was very, very obvious. No, Andrea did something really, really interesting. She told me about later. So I said, and I think it's because I'm in love with her, but I only hear her voice. Like above everyone else, I only
heard her voice too. Does that mean I'm in love with her?
Probably.
Damn it.
But she said, because Andrea listened back to it as well, and she listened, and there was one other girl soprano, Hannah, and she said her and Hannah's voices blended. And I didn't really understand what that was, but they sang so perfectly on pitch together, it sounded like one voice. It sounded like Andrea's voice. But it
sounded
wasn't.
like Andrea and some dudes. That's what it sounded like.
It did kind of sound like that. That sounds like a really great porno. You want to shoot that for us, Tach?
I'm going to be in that. Josh is going to shoot it.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll shoot all over the place.
Yes.
Clap some. That was good.
Yeah, Andrea, you did a very good job. You were very beautiful. How many more of those are you going to do?
There's about 8, I think.
8 more? Oh, wow. That's a lot of
Yeah,
babysitting.
it's going to be next Saturday in Cocoa Village for the tree lighting.
Was that on Facebook? Was that the full choir?
Oh, no.
I didn't think so. I thought
it
it said it was just a portion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
The whole choir was about 40 people. It's a big group.
So
that way we don't have to do everything. We have people who can go different nights to different places.
I want to do it next year, just so you know.
All right.
You could probably still go and...
She said I couldn't.
Oh.
it is too late. The last rehearsal's done, right? Your last rehearsal's already over, right?
Yeah.
I already know the
last night?
songs, duh. I mean,
Well, you
Christmas
can
songs.
watch it.
Do you know
sure.
the Jewish song?
Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel?
No, Andrea, sing a couple like
Rise up, people, dance and sing. That song?
No,
Yeah,
keep going.
I don't know.
That was awesome.
I don't know that one either.
Damn it.
That's not a Christmas song. Hello.
Maybe next week, Andrea, you can sing some of your Christmas carol. Oh my God. Could we get a small portion of the Cocoa Village choir to sing for us in here?
Why don't you just record it while we're out caroling?
That's not nearly as much fun, but okay.
Not everyone is over 18.
Next week is our Christmas episode, Andrea.
It's not Christmas yet.
No, but based on the release schedule.
We'll also be singing before and after the film It's a Wonderful Life on December 20th and Miracle on 34th Street on December 21st at the Cocoa Village Playhouse.
Is it the original with the original one with Natalie Wood?
It sure is.
Yes, that's my favorite.
So for listeners that don't know what that is, the Cocoa Village Playhouse, they do all of their wonderful musicals and performances, but they also it's an old vintage playhouse. It's a vaudeville style playhouse. So they used to show movies in there, like old school style. It was built in the 1920s. So the director of the playhouse has restored the movie playing capacity. So they play a bunch of old movies. They did Beetlejuice in there. They do a bunch of them. So they're doing some for Christmas themed.
It's awesome.
Well, cool. Thank you very much, Andrea. We love you.
You're
It was
welcome.
best show ever. Best diary ever.
You guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll see you in a little while.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye, babe. All right, we heard from Andrea Joy. That special dial-in from her. That's a little bit different, but hey, at least she got to participate in the show. It's a little bit difficult with kid at home. All right, we're going to take a break in studio and come back with that little teaser I gave you about the moon and Mars. So we will be right back.
That's true. And we were going to talk about the masculinity paradox as well.
We started that,
Yeah,
and then we
true.
got interrupted by Andrea Joy. Jesus.
All right,
I'm just kidding.
she's gonna kick your ass for
I'm
that,
just
buddy.
kidding.
I think one of these little bedazzled beads just popped off in your direction, buddy. All right, we'll be back.
I'm on to you, Andrea Joy. I know all of these questions are really just your opportunity to call Adam out for all the dumb shit he does at home. Adam, baby, put the toilet seat down.
Oh, this road we're on, yeah, it seems so far, but who knows where it goes? And now it's plain to see that we're the enemy in our own home. Is it our freedom that they want? Have we found out way too much? How long can they keep watching us? Either way, our time is up. Say what you can say before they take it away. Breathe. When I believe when I say no, you're not the only one. Say what you can say before they take it away.
And welcome back to Living Podcast.
If
Man,
you're
it feels
ju-
good to be back in here with you
Just
fuckers.
joining us.
You motherfuckers, you do that to me every week. Nobody joins halfway through.
But it is nice. It's nice. It's nice being back.
That was a good remote dial-in episode of the Guyry. I think that went pretty well.
It did. It
Yeah.
went well. It was good.
Andrea Joy repped her spot on the show. She's like, I know you're going to replace me. You're going to get another girl in there, aren't you? Like, no?
No.
Do you mind if I have auditions, though? No, I'm kidding.
We have a nice couch.
We have a piping bench in here now. Yeah, by the way, so I had to explain this. If you want to know the details of this studio, we'll eventually have it up on video as well, but the studio, this is the Why Are We Here Studios, and that is quite literally the name of Kathleen's podcast that I'm helping her produce.
Bing, bing.
And it's probably out by the time you're hearing this. Don't know. We've recorded her 5 episodes or so. But in the studio, there's a lot of chairs and, typical studio setup. And they even have some cameras up on the walls for some video that they're doing. But at one end of the studio is a bed bench kind of thing. And its name is the Piping Bench. So if you want to hear details on that as to why it's called the Piping Bench, go check out Kathleen's podcast, Why Are We Here? So yes, we're in the Why Are We Here studios. That is our new sponsored podcast studio. So Josh, you brought up something before Andrea called in. Some paradox, something or another? What the hell's that?
So it was something after talking about Tach's dating life. I realized right after we broke, it was really interesting. I remembered it. It's called the Masculinity Paradox. And it was a study that they did in Queensland. I think that's New Zealand, right? Is that Australia?
G'day, mate. Let's throw another shrimp on the barbie. It finally applies to something. I'm going to say it.
I don't know. It was Queensland University. So
Okay.
wherever that is.
I feel like it's Australia, but go ahead.
Yeah. So what they did is they did a study on the effect facial structure and beards has on women's perception of men.
Ooh.
In regards to a short-term liaison, as they respectfully called it,
Hook up.
or a long-term relationship. And what they found, I think their sample size was 3,500 women, which is a small sample size, relatively speaking, but
Sounds like my 20s.
so what they found is they would take pictures of guys and they would kind of Photoshop their face a little bit to either give them a stronger jawline, give them a longer beard, give them a fuller beard, short, long, whatever.
Mhm.
And they would present these to this group of women. And what they found was that the stubbled, could measure the corner of a room jawline
They can crack walnuts with their jaws.
Yeah.
was actually more attractive for a short term, a one night stand kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they found that the softer face, bearded, was more, women were more drawn to that for a longer term relationship.
Okay. So what's the paradox?
I don't really know why they call it a paradox now that you say that. I don't, that's the name of their abstract.
Oh,
you can go look up and read it. But
well, that's interesting though.
Yeah. So I guess the whole.
So I have the softer look.
So and that's so now you just
what?
So tag
no, that's a round. That's a rounder look. Sorry, I had to.
Which segues into my diet.
But yeah, so I just kind of found that as much as we talk about like the chiseled cut look, that is, according to this research, kind of not what women are after long term. So if they're just trying to get it in, I mean, work out. But if you're just trying to lock something down long term, just soda and couch.
Huh.
Hey, that's
you don't have
kind
to
of what I do now.
Don't have
Interesting.
Yeah, I would have seen it the other way around, since like facial hair is a direct mark of testosterone levels. Like I would imagine that as animals, it would be the other way around, that women would be more drawn to like well-handled facial hair.
Josh is going evolutionary on us here. You hear that?
Like we're animals.
Yeah.
That's all we are. We're just mammals who just have the ability to consider what we could be in another situation. That is the only thing that separates us from the animals we eat. So
you're spot on, man. That's so Disney is probably the best judge of drawing attractive characters, and it's an interesting study that's been done on Disney characters and the reception of their appearances. Every prince or every knight or every main Disney character that's supposed to be the man other than Shrek has always been very chiseled, very square jawlined.
Shrek's not Disney, just saying.
Oh, well, it's Pixar, right?
No.
Oh, who's Shrek?
Shrek belongs to what's that Dream one?
DreamWorks?
DreamWorks. Yeah.
Oh, well, all right, my bad. Anyway,
it's okay.
The point is Disney Disney has always drawn it that way, and ironically over the years it's always been that's the perception of a more masculine appearance is the sexier look. I don't want to say cursed, but I have a post-in chin, all right? My chin basically is non-existent. It goes from lips to neck. I've never had a masculine chin. So I grow a beard.
Like George Lucas?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I grow a beard. I kind of like the look of a beard anyway. I think it gives me a more masculine look as it is, but it also helps to define a jawline for me where I don't have one.
Yeah.
So if I shave this off, I'd look like my dad. It's neck. It's all neck. It's all it is, man. It's lips to neck, man. There is no chin. It's really weird. I hope my daughter
It does help give more of a chiseled look. Like I used to do that like chin strap beard thing, and it gives you a lot more of a chiseled look. Yeah.
See, now that I have like a full length beard, if I shave it off, I immediately become a teenager.
Yeah.
Instantaneous.
Well, you have a baby face as it is.
That's true.
Yeah, you've got a young appearance. Not that you could be fucking 60 and you're still going to look like a baby face. I mean, you just got a young face.
You hear that, ladies?
All right. So speaking of appearance and speaking of things to attract the opposite sex, we owe our studio host an answer to something that she gave Tach last week. Right. So to recap, Kathleen owns a crystal shop called Your Crystal Shop. Ding. Ding. It's in Merritt Island. That's where the studio is. And we had a conversation about crystals and the power of attraction and all sorts of fun stuff. And Kathleen took Tach out to pick out a crystal. And this week we were supposed to hear your recap on, did this magical mystery crystal do anything for you?
Okay, so we had a discussion off air about what am I struggling with the most? And I told her I struggle with anxiety. So she's like, okay.
That's right. I forgot that. Okay.
So we went out there around her shop. She picked out like 3 of them. She's like, pick one, whatever, and so.
Oh, she did more than that. She said, pick the one that draws your attention the most, that it speaks to you. She takes this shit very, very, very seriously, which is kind of cool.
And to me, it was like looking at dresses. They all look the same. So I picked one out, and then she goes, okay, she put it on a little string so I can wear it around my neck. She said, wear this for a week. Only take it off to shower, and that's it. Sleep with it and all that. I was like, all right. So I wore it for a week, but here's the downside, okay? I didn't feel any effects, but that's only because this week is a bad week to try this because I'm more stressed out than ever right now. It's just been a horrible week for me, and mostly to do with money and just things like that, and it's it's not the best week for me to test this to see if it has any effects because my stress and anxiety level went skyrocketing this week.
Well, you had not to talk too much on. You had a family issue come up and some other stuff that's like unavoidable. It's going to lead to more stress. So
well, that too. Plus, work has been like extremely like busy, and I've been worn out every night.
Well, see, so wearing the crystal, you didn't jump off the fucking bridge. So well, I call that a success. So.
I didn't swallow a bullet this week.
There you go.
It's always next week. No.
Jesus.
So you're going to try
another crystal?
Are you going to try for another week and see?
Yeah, I'll continue, and I'll keep giving updates. I'll continue to wear it. Although I almost lost it today because it actually came untied, and I found this just sitting on the floor of my work, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh shit. And then I retied it and put it back on. So it's good.
All right.
So I will continue. So I will give you
look forward to
updates.
hearing from it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
actually, real quick, I just noticed your shirt tag. I just want to give that shout out. You're wearing a True Phonic shirt.
True Phonic shirt. That's right. Ding, ding. So these guys are the music that you hear on the show.
Yep.
It's a local band around here we all love. And we're going to start shooting their official music video, first official music video starting on Saturday. It's going to take some time to shoot, probably a good month or so to get the shoot done.
And that is you and Jimmy with Attack Films.
Yes, Attack Films with Jimmy and I.
Man, we need to get him in here. I haven't talked to him really since.
Yeah, we do need to get him in
Dude,
here.
I'd love to have Jimmy back in the show.
I saw him when we did the Queen show for Hot Pink. That's the last time I saw Jimmy.
Yeah, we'll get him back in here.
Speaking of Hot Pink, not to tie in one band to the other, but I'm going to see the Beatles concert Hot Pink is doing at the Cocoa Village Playhouse in January. Oh, I'm such a fucking fanboy. I can't.
Hot Pink or Beatles?
Both, actually. My favorite song of all time, by far, beats Sublime, even though Sublime is really one of my favorite bands, is the song Come Together by the Beatles. It is just, that's when the Beatles, the drugs that the Beatles were doing kicked in and made their music so much better.
Is that the one that they did the Michael Jackson remake of?
They did a remake of Michael Jackson. Wasn't he after them?
Let's talk about timelines here for a second. That was right around pirate radio days, right? When their music was getting broadcasted from the ship around the UK.
That's the late 70s for that ship. The Beatles were late 60s is when they really hit heavy. Mm-hmm. So into early 70s, but I don't know.
I just know the Michael Jackson version way better. That's all.
Okay, that's the same song, I'm sure, but it's the Beatles version and the rendition.
It is. I've heard both. So.
And as a teenager, I would rock, and I had the subs in the car. The Beatles version of "Come Together" hits like a motherfucker. So if you got subs and you want to hear a good song,
I've never heard anybody say the Beatles,
right? You wouldn't
subs.
You wouldn't think.
I don't think it said no one ever.
Like a motherfucker.
Like a motherfucker.
There you go. But no R at the end.
Like a motherfucker.
Because if you put the R at the end, it's bad. All right. So I teased this. at the beginning for the very first segment and at the end of Andrea's Diary segment as well.
Yeah.
So we are, and the three of us work in the space industry, all right, for different pieces and parts and whatever. So we are very, very quickly in the space race again, going to have men back, or astronauts. Men is a bad term to use. It's astronauts.
Yeah, you misogynist.
Back on the moon and eventually to Mars. So project yourself out another 15 years from here. Okay.
Wait a second. Are we allowed to go to the moon again? Or are they, quote, allowing us back to the moon?
What? Is that the Guardians of the Ice Wall? Who are you talking about here?
Who's the FAA? Who gives authority to land on the moon? I don't.
Them.
Oh, them.
I'm still kind of
them.
Lost.
Got it.
The them on the other side of the moon? Is that what?
The secret nudge in the space industry?
So let's say we have permission. Let's just go there.
The aliens that were on the moon the first time.
Yeah, how do you think we got the gas to get back?
If you could.
Have you not familiar with this conspiracy that's been going around forever?
That there's aliens on the moon?
Yeah.
No, I've heard of that. I've also heard the moon is a base. I've also heard
and they said that we're not allowed back. That's why we haven't gone back.
I carry the same amount of give a fucks for that as I do for the flat earth.
I don't give a fuck either because the moon's a fucking ours. It's not theirs. I don't care who the fuck they are. So it's literally ours, and it revolves around us. So
if you have seen in your life at this point, let's think 15 years in the future. All right. So all these commercial agencies are launching every day out of a spaceport around the US somewhere. All right. We happen to be at Kennedy Space Center where we think most of this stuff is going to start occurring from. But if you see commercial programs that are taking passengers on tours, so you get to go up to the moon to a colony that's already built, habitats that are already there. There's a fucking low G Hilton up there. Yeah. And return you back. And it's reasonable. It's affordable. Let's say it's like going on a long airline flight now. Yeah. So let's say it's something that you wouldn't typically be able to afford, both for the moon and for Mars. Would you guys want to do that? Is that something you would want to do?
Yes, I would want to do it.
Let's say you threw that caveat that it's affordable. I would drain my fucking savings to go to the moon.
Wait a second. Is Wi-Fi established?
Sure, absolutely. Okay. Well, yes, so on Mars, you got to understand something. On Mars, the time it takes to get light from there to here is something like 2.5 minutes, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
From where to where?
Mars to Earth. Oh, Mars so the internet is on Earth. The internet's not in the nebulous. It's not in in space.
You can set up internet on Mars. Call it like the Minternet. I don't know.
You brought this up. He's your friend that does things like this.
Okay, you guys are IT guys, so explain it to me. Can we just start the internet? Like, okay, is it going to be a separate internet? It's all going to, well, I guess it wouldn't be connected. There's a World Wide Web. This would be the World Mars Web. Right?
This would be the Solar Wide Web.
Mars, what?
Solar System Wide Web?
I don't know.
SWW.com doesn't sound as good as www.
Yeah, so it'd be totally different websites. It would be www. It would be mww.
Okay, so yeah, let's assume there's a shot that gets the data back and forth from Mars to Earth. So yeah,
we would definitely want networked with Earth.
Yeah, you have Wi-Fi. You couldn't exactly throw up a Facebook Live while you're up there and say, "Hey, look at me," and get live comments. But yeah, let's just assume that you could. That's so out of all the things, not the ride, not the possible death on the fucking spaceship that's taking you out there, not the 3 months that it takes to get there, or 4 months or 5 months or however long it is in the future, or the low G's and the low atmosphere, none of that. It's do they have motherfucking Wi-Fi? That's what.
Can I still get to Google?
Kind of important
because I'm lost without it.
Yeah,
like how else am I going to get directions to?
I don't want to print MapQuest to get to Mars. Okay, I want to make sure the GPS is working.
Jesus, MapQuest! You want to borrow my walker?
Man. God damn, Tag, you aged yourself there, buddy.
What? Oh, well, yeah, I'm just saying, because if you don't have the internet, you have to print up MapQuest. You have to print up MapQuest because there's no Wi-Fi or internet connection up there.
Why don't you print Google Maps or...
I'm just, whatever.
Any other...
Okay, fine. I don't want to print a map and have to take it to Mars.
You get on your Netscape.
Like, you guys see
and you pull up AOLs.com.
Oh, they have like, what is it, AIM? Like Instant Messenger, ICQ? Yeah. You can use ICQ up there.
Man, I used to use the shit out of it.
I was going to say, maybe you don't know what that is yet. But maybe you don't remember that. Maybe, I guess you were around. But like, like I don't want to have a map printed up and, it's got like a logo at the top of the picture and like, where's Olympus Mons at?
Tach is, hey, good reference there. Tach is going to be the guy that goes to the Hilton on Mars and stands at the door entrance to his hotel room, jerks off to see how far he can shoot it across the low gravity. Like, dude, I got 17 feet this time. That's going to be.
To be completely fair, now I would be that guy. Let's just throw it out
and then you'd be like coming over to our room and be like, "What are you guys doing? Nothing."
Do you guys have your dicks out on Mars? Is that like Man Love Thursday in the desert? It's different in the desert. It's different on Mars.
If you don't have your dick out on Mars, then I don't know what you're doing right.
So this type of conversation is literally something that we're going to be able to have
we're having it now.
Maybe really more like 30 years, but we're really going to have
We're going to be too old. By the time it's available, it'd be like, okay, you can't go if you're over like 50.
Right? Yes,
like,
it will.
Fuck you.
I'm going to be so fucking filthy rich that I can make that problem go away. That's my plan. I'm just going to be so wealthy that I can just throw money, like literally a handful of $100 bills. Say, I'm going. That's how I'm going to solve the age problem.
What do you think the odds are that your boss, Mr. Musk himself, is really doing all of this, setting up this colony to go to Mars and literally rule it like an emperor?
That'd be awesome.
And he'll set up weapons and do it. I mean, he's Elon Musk. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Mm-hmm. What if he's actually that guy, that wealthy enough guy to go up there and do this?
I mean, he already
king of Mars.
Yeah, he's got his car already on the way.
That's the hardest part of shipping your car over.
Taxes are a bitch.
That's where they rape you.
Actually,
It can be the king of Mars, you know. If you're the first
You
one
could.
there, you plant a fucking flag. You'd be like,
Well, I highly doubt he'll be the
flag.
first one there, because he's even said the astronauts, and this is very widely known. The first folks who ever step foot on Mars most likely will die on Mars, because it's such a difficult task to get there. Returning home is infinitely more difficult.
there's that. What is that company that's doing that? Sending people to Mars one way?
SpaceX.
No. No, it's not SpaceX.
I mean, there's only a handful of players. There's Blue Origins.
It's not
Rocket
Blue
Labs.
Origin.
Rocket Labs is low Earth orbit.
What about?
There's a guy. It's not an aerospace company.
Oh,
They're gonna outsource that, but it's a guy who's putting one of those eccentric billionaires again.
talking about that Chinese guy?
No.
No, he's going to the moon or around the moon.
Yeah, you're talking about Dear Moon is what you're talking about, that project. That's SpaceX and all that. This is a guy who is putting together a team that want to go to Mars to colonize it. They're not coming back. It's a one-way ticket. And so there's been 200,000 applicants for this. And people know what they're getting into. And once they have it narrowed down to however many people they're going to do, then they have to go through 10 years of training. So it's not just, it's going to be any kind of training. They'll all be trained to be doctors. I mean, it's significant training. And then once they go, they're not coming back, and he's going to make it a whole thing, a reality show. It's going to be like Big Brother, but the whole trip there, the whole time they're there, it's all going to be like a reality show.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name.
That would be. Could you imagine that departure ceremony?
It'd be out of this world.
Jesus.
Dad
Come
joke.
on, you know I had
It's a
to.
dad joke.
I mean, there's nothing that you could possibly do wrong. You're leaving the planet to never return. It's
Fuck my credit,
Right.
then. I could care less about credit.
What are they gonna?
All this stuff's been talked about too. You know, they've mentioned all that. You know, they had to go to counseling. Why is it that you want to leave? You're leaving everybody you know behind. Pretty much, you're dying basically. You know,
You're committing terrestrial suicide.
You go take out a giant loan from a loan shark. Now hear me, you're gonna pay this back, right? with interest, right? 155% interest, right? You're not going out of town anytime soon, are you? No, I'm just going to Mars. Yeah, okay, Johnny, I know better.
Are you picturing this transaction be taking place in an alley somewhere?
Yeah, well, isn't that where loan sharks operate?
This highly educated, engineered doctor trained for interplanetary travel.
I've seen the movie.
I saw it in a movie. I got.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Are you?
I found the name of the thing. If I can click on it. There's all kinds of documentaries and stuff. It's called Mars One.
Oh, that was a difficult reach there, Tach. Geez, how could you not remember the name of that?
Man.
But it's an interesting little read, and there's little documentaries about it too, and some interviews with some of the selectees and all that. So, there's also some stuff on there. People are saying it's all horseshit too.
Oh, it's a scam.
Some people think it's a scam too, and I don't know.
There's a really cool project about Gateway. I don't remember the exact name of the Gateway.
The Cow Computer Company?
No, yeah, kind of.
Are they still around?
Yeah, technically, yes. I used to work for them. It's actually where I got my start in IT, was working for that company.
My first computer was Gateway. Sorry, just saying. Go ahead.
Those are good computers. Their only competitor at the time was Dell. They lost. So there's an orbital gateway thing that is trying to be crowdfunded. They're trying to get it crowdfunded, and they're doing one of the coolest ways to crowdfund this thing. They're using, they've proposed and have several hundred countries, maybe not 100, maybe 100 companies that have signed on board for it. They're doing a lottery. So lotteries make tons and tons of money, and they'll be real winners. You can, you go buy your scratch off, or not scratch off, but you go buy your entry ticket to win the lottery for this thing, and you either buy a ticket to win the money, like you want $10 million, or whatever the lottery jackpot is, or your lottery ticket can be a ticket to this space station once it's built. So you can get one or the other, and they can completely 100% fund themselves through a worldwide lottery system that they've proposed. And they want to build, they already have a lot of the blueprints done. They want to build this orbital station that's between the Earth and Moon, and they want to use that as a launching point for the Moon and Mars. It's really interesting. Ironically, NASA has plans for something very similar.
So you talking about the Deep Space Gateway?
That's NASA, isn't that? That's NASA's name for it. Yeah.
I don't.
So I won't look all that shit up now, but NASA has one that they've talked about doing. This one is somebody independent, completely independent.
That's cool.
Speaking of NASA and Mars, we just had the InSight rover just land the other day.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking exciting.
A lot of major accomplishments the last couple of days or last couple of weeks. That one was one of them for sure. People went nuts for that. Then
I was watching that shit live. I was so excited.
Yeah, it's cool.
See some of the memes. There's so many good memes from the pictures they sent
I'm not
back.
sure which ones.
Just they had like the aliens, like the xenomorphs and stuff, holding like mirrors and shit, holding up a picture of like a Mars backdrop in front of the rover. What was another one? They showed like it's like the rover was pointing in the wrong direction, and like behind it, there was just like a full establishment, and they were like getting ready to like take the rover out and stuff. Just, a lot of Martian memes.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I wasn't prepared to be put on the spot to describe pictures.
You brought it up.
There's
Did you expect us to go, yes, I've seen them. Next.
I guess I'm just the only one who looks at me.
No, I remember. Once you said it, I remembered seeing a couple now.
Then
NASA
why did
also
you ask me?
Because I couldn't remember.
NASA also had another major accomplishment. They landed their sampler. I don't remember. It's an asteroid. Basically, they shot a little rover type deal. It's not a rover though. It just lands, extracts, and then it'll take off. But they landed on an asteroid and successfully received imagery back from an asteroid hurling through fucking space.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was all this last couple of weeks.
Oh,
That's
I got another cool one to throw on there. There was a video from one of the EA European astronauts or European something. But one of the
ESA,
astronauts,
European Space Agency.
thank
ESA.
you. One of the astronauts on the space station caught a video of the Soyuz rocket on launch from the space station. You watch it like take off, leave the atmosphere,
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
curve towards the station. Yeah, I just found out about it today.
That's cool.
A couple of guys at work brought it up. Which actually, we had kind of talked about this. We should give a little shout out to the guys at work.
Yeah. Oh,
listening
yeah.
to it.
So that was another topic I actually had to talk about, but we'll just tie it into this one. We have a lot of people at our work that now listen to our podcast, and they started back at episode 1. Yeah. Like a lot of they'll come up like, I'm on episode number 6 now. So are you hearing Josh on the show? Because Josh didn't come in until a little later. They don't even hear Andrea on the show yet. They're listening from
I'm sitting here thinking
inception.
like way back in the day. I'm like thinking, oh, the like Ron and Naomi days.
No, those are still kind of canned.
Yeah, those are
Those
gone.
don't exist in
Yeah,
the
they don't
public
exist
anymore, do
anymore,
they?
yeah.
No.
It's better that way.
It is better. That was better for me that way for sure.
And Ron.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just now starting to make a good relationship again with his wife after she forgave me for all of that. So yes, it is better. But anyway, yeah, these guys at work. So Adam is one of them. Elijah's another.
We got
Are we doing shout outs right now?
We're giving some shout outs. Yeah,
Zach.
Zach.
Michael.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that are listening, and
Omar.
obviously our coworkers who are really doing it, and they're also starting their own podcast. Omar and Walter are starting their own shows.
Oh, speaking of which,
And Sam, by the way, I want to get him in here because he has the coolest voice and accent, and he's got an amazing deep baritone voice. He's from South Africa. He is legitimate. He's from Ghana.
He's from Ghana.
And he's got that voice, man. It is so fucking cool. I begged him to come
Elon
in.
Musk voice.
No. Like
Elon Musk accent.
Ghanese.
Have you ever seen the movie I Am the Captain Now?
Yeah.
That kind of voice. He's got that kind of voice.
I'll tell you what, though. Now that we've called out other names, you guys got to come say hey and let us know you heard it.
That's right.
Ooh,
Of course,
true.
they're listening from episode 1, so we won't hear from them for like a year.
It'd be like a year from now, like, hey, Josh, we got there. You remember the thing we did last year with the
I'd be
rover?
like, what? I'm getting ready to board this thing to Mars. What now?
All right, so you guys want to take a quick break in studio? We'll come back with the news.
Hell yeah.
Sounds
Mr.
good.
Wilson's news.
All right.
Sweet. All right.
While it's a crying shame, I'm still loving you. Ain't that the truth? And one of these days I'm gonna have to choose. That's why it's such a crying shame that I'm still loving you. Oh, well, it's a crying shame.
Masculinity paradox. Guys, if you want to know what attracts women, a masculine voice is where it's at. You hear that, ladies? The voice matters most.
Alcohol. That's why it's such a crying
Now it's time for the news flash with Mr. Wilson.
And welcome to Newsflash.
All right.
I love this segment.
I like the intro. Nice.
Oh, thank you. I mean, Josh, yeah, I like it too, buddy.
So, our first story today, is it's actually, we're going to talk about the SpaceX. Successful off-target landing.
Successful launch, sir.
It was a successful
launch, yeah.
and as they wrote their initial article, a successful off-target landing.
Mm-hmm.
So on December 4th, I guess 2018, if you're listening to this a little bit further in the future, SpaceX sent a Falcon 9 up doing a resupply mission for the space station.
December 5th.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah, the 5th.
Originally scheduled for the 4th.
Yes.
So launch went well. Everything made it out to space. So we had some really high winds.
We had really low winds. It was windy as fuck all day today. Am I supposed to be interrupting? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I don't mean to be interrupted. Sorry.
Fine. No, it's Newsflash with Josh and Tach.
So whenever you interrupt during the news flash, you say, "This just in," and then you interrupt him.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. You may actually have some insight working as someone who works for SpaceX. But so it came back in. We had some like really strong crosswinds today, and as the first stage was coming back in to re-land at Kennedy Space Center, it started to spin. I don't want to say out of control, but it was spinning too fast and they couldn't aim it anymore, or its computer couldn't aim it. I'm actually not sure how SpaceX handles that, but as it was coming, it started spin and they kind of lost control of it and they had to redirect it to land in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see some really cool emergency response stuff out of their landing system, because you could watch from the live feed. You could see where their counter thrusters were trying to stop the spin and they were fighting against it, and the little wind grates that they used to redirect it couldn't fight it. It was just too much for it.
Can I interrupt you? This just in. Actually, it came out, I think, after you left today. The details of exactly what happened came in. Those little air brakes that they have that look like waffle irons. I mean, it's kind of what they look like, that direct the air. And it's really pretty genius because it's got so many surfaces that it works better than a wing. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, one of them, and Elon tweeted about this. One of them, I think there's 4. We see 2, but
there's 4.
There's 4. One of the 4 of them, the hydraulic broke, and it just stayed in a angle right position.
Oh shit.
So that's actually what initially caused the out of control spins that you saw, which was by far the funniest thing I've ever seen. You're seeing the live camera feed on the rocket, and then all of a sudden the earth below the rocket was going really fast, like whoa, holy shit, this is a hell of a roller coaster ride. Well, it's that hydraulic, and Elon addressed it and said the launch systems, everything to get the rocket and the payload into orbit, are all redundant, so there's backup of everything. But the return piece, the stage 1 that comes back down, the hydraulics on those fins is a good example, are not redundant. There's not 2 sets of hydraulics that control it. There's only one, and that failed. And he said something along the lines of, yeah, that'll be changed soon. So that'll be addressed.
What was kind of, sorry, this just in. What was kind of neat was when I was watching, did you guys watch the first stage coming back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You could see it when I was watching it. I was like, "Hey, cool! I've seen this lots of times. I love it every single time because it looks unnatural. You know, it looks like a missile coming down." So when it's in this free fall, you could see it like starting to go wobble, and I was like, "Oh no!" Because we were already concerned about the winds all day today.
Yeah.
And we're like, "I don't think it's going to go up because it's freaking windy as hell." And then I saw
about
wobbling
to crater into the ground.
Yeah, I saw wobbling. I was like, "Oh, this is not going to be good." But I'm glad that they moved it over to not landing on the landing pad, which is good because I'll just destroy the landing pad. So it's a smart move to move it off the ocean. I mean, it wasn't that far.
But guess what? They successfully landed it into the ocean.
So yeah, it's still touched down on its landing pads. It still
landed like perfectly. Yeah,
right. It had
except it landed on water.
It landed. It went through the water and landed on the ground underneath the ocean, and then it sunk into the ocean and fucking toppled over.
So I had thought that it was going to be a total loss, but I guess Tech, you had said that it wasn't actually a total loss. We were talking about this earlier. So that's really cool that they can reuse it. And my immediate assumption when I saw the video was like, well, that's a great way to spend $21 million.
Yeah. And what's great about that one too, that was a brand new Block 5, which don't know if you've seen like the brand new block, because we use, the first stages over and over again. And when we reuse them, they don't repaint them or anything like that. They just use as they are. Just refuel, fix things, whatever. But when you get a brand new one in, and it's the new Block 5 ones, they're so fucking sexy looking, dude. They're so good looking, man. Oh, God.
Tach, stop touching your penis.
Sorry, I can't help it. Should I put it away still? Or I used to leave it out, right?
Tach has a Block 2.5, Josh.
That's awesome. So, all right. So, yeah, it's just kind of some kudos to see SpaceX have like a real kind of emergency response to...
Which is... Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just good.
It's
good that they have that, because I mean, really, the only failures they've really had was kind of the one that fell over on the landing pad, and the other one that turned into a gigantic fucking lawn dart out of the ocean.
Nothing fell over on the landing pad yet. You're talking about that on the barge.
Yeah, on the barge.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Out on the barge.
They've had 26 successful ones, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I hate to say that we're due for something
an anomaly.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, but we need anomalies to, so we know to correct things. Like you just said, like Elon Musk said, okay, well that's going to be changed. So, and we've had really good luck for a while now, since like our big anomaly that happened a couple of years ago, and so we need it. And luckily, this wasn't anything damaging. So it was something that was small.
Well, damaging to anything below it.
You're right. Like obviously no life is lost, which is pretty much how it's always going to be. I mean, anyway. We'll talk about man launches later, but
yeah,
so no life was lost, nothing was damaged except for the first stage itself, and so no property damage, no animals. I don't know about animals, but fish might have been.
We killed Flipper.
Whatever. We won't get into that portion of it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it wasn't a huge loss, so it was. We can learn from it and move forward. So nothing's going to hurt the company.
It's true. All right. So our next story, keeping with the space theme, comes from the Astrophysical Journal. It's a new approach on how we're going to make an attempt to communicate with extraterrestrial life.
Ooh, nice.
So what we're going to do is we're going to build a high-powered laser, and we're going to fire it at exoplanets in surrounding systems, because we have a problem with signal loss when we fire radio-based frequencies into space. They degrade, they spread out, and they're indiscernible. In fact, thus far, we have, as a race, never sent any signal from Earth that has made it past 4 light years. Mm-hmm. Our signal, or our technology, cannot create a signal refined enough to travel farther than that.
However,
what's that signal?
Proxima Centauri is 4 light years away. Just saying.
And what signal are they receiving right now?
A bunch of static.
Anybody know what the first signal in space sent to space was?
Oh yeah, it was the this was in the movie Contact. It was Hitler at the Olympics in 1942, 39 maybe. Yeah, the inauguration of the Olympics. He was the first broadcast ever sent.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
No.
Was it at least a nice message?
Well, it was all good. It's he's in his swastika outfit, but however, it's the opening ceremonies for the Olympics in whatever year it was, 38, 39, 40, 41, somewhere in there.
Well, so when these aliens come down to Earth, they're going to be like, well, this is how Earthlings dress, so let's dress, and they're going to show up in like swastikas, and they're going to go like like, no.
They're going to go like what? How did you...
I put a Hail Hitler arm up, so yeah.
I'm going to cut that and
I'm going to segue that shit right back into what we're talking about.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So we're actually going to use infrared, and it's going to be sent in such a way that using technology that we already have, it could be discerned on the other side. I mean, basic infrared signal pickup is not complex based on our other options, but we can just make a really strong infrared laser and hopefully kind of establish some contact.
There's an opposite of that though, Josh. Mr. Wilson, is that a good thing to do? Do we want to announce, hello, we're here, come invade us, we're over here on this planet right here?
I mean, if we're going to become an interstellar species, it has to happen at some point.
All right.
And I mean, theoretically, we'll never be prepared for the worst case scenario. Because at this point, we're talking about the capacity of theoretical species with theoretical technology. They could just blow our planet up with giant space blocks. I don't know if you guys read Hitchhiker's Guide.
Saw the movie, never read it.
Yes. Cool. Yeah. So the like the Vogons. Like, we need to build an interstellar highway or whatever the fuck it was. But,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
aliens are already here, by the way, but whatever.
I mean, I believe it. I mean, I kind of talked about it actually on Newsflash last week, talking about the big, I think it was Lockheed Martin, a CIA guy, and some other government rep.
Sounds like a joke. Walk into a bar.
They walk into a bar and announce a UFO research program.
A lot of these conspiracy theory style podcasts, like our friends over at Hysteria 51,
Ding ding.
are all saying that, what's the term when it's all going to be announced? There's a term for it. The full disclosure. Full disclosure is about to happen. Everybody is saying this. But there's no credible piece of news anywhere that says or hints about that at all.
That's why it's called a full disclosure is coming soon.
Who gives you the insight that, I'm sorry, we're tangenting big time off of that.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we do.
That's a whole nother topic of conversation. For more on that, go see our friends at Hysteria 51.
All right. So, to a little bit more of a comical approach, our next story comes from, where was it?
Proxima Centauri, actually.
What country? Whatever. It doesn't matter what country it is.
What country?
So I pulled this article from Sky News. So a common problem that parents have with young children is not knowing if they swallow something, how long it really hangs out for. So 6 pediatricians took a little bit of self-testing, a bit of human testing on, and they all swallowed Lego heads.
Okay.
And they sifted through their poop until they found it.
Yeah.
While taking consistency samples and like how they're measuring their bowel movements, the frequency, how much.
Sounds like a shit job.
Sounds like a shit job. But
so what are the findings?
So
corn. And
hey-o, I set them up and you knock them down.
Oh yeah.
So what they found, the answer was it was anywhere between 1.14 days and 3.04 days to pass a Lego head. So they measured these. They ranked the softness of their stool samples on a scale that they called the stool hardness and transit scale. So the SHAT scale.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Hi-oh.
No, it's in their abstract.
Is it really?
Yes, absolutely.
Scientists with sense of humor. This is awesome.
They also measured how long it took for the Lego head to pass through to give themselves a found and retrieve time, which is the fart score. So using the SHAT scale and their fart scores, they determined it takes about 1.7 days to pass a Lego head.
That's fantastic.
It only takes me about 35 minutes, if you know what I mean. It goes right through. Depends on what you eat with it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you're eating like one of them houses, like from Monopoly.
Those take a little longer.
Yeah, the hotels. Oh boy, I didn't want to get into that.
But the rent is out of control.
You know, one of the funniest things that Andrea Joy ever said. You talk about it like she's not here anymore. I'm sorry, I don't want to go on a tangent. Forget that. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you can't start that up. So just real quick, what was it?
Okay, real quick. So one time when I was hanging out at your house, we weren't recording your podcast. We were just hanging out.
Was I there? Were you fucking my wife?
Wait. No, not that night. Not that night.
Okay.
So it was just the three of us hanging out. And Andrea was, I think it was early on in your relationship. I hadn't known her very long. I was still kind of getting to know her. And she's like, she talked about at some hotel that she used to own. And I was like, you used to own a hotel? She's like, yeah. She's like, actually 2. And I was like, holy shit, where? She goes, I think it was on Marvin Gardens or Baltic Avenue. I was like, that was one of the first times she said something hilarious. And
Tack looks at me and goes, she's a keeper.
Yeah, I was like, congratulations, man. She's adorable. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm going to stop talking. Let me put this away.
Oh, thank you.
I'm done. I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. So our next article is coming to us from the Netherlands.
G'day. No.
Close.
No, it's more like Dutch.
So a 69-year-old man went to a Dutch court to challenge his legally registered age.
Okay.
So he was 69 years old, and he said that he is in great health and he didn't feel like he was bordering on 70 years old. He said, biologically, I feel like I'm in my early 40s.
40s. That's halfway between 30 and 40. It's from a 30s.
Yeah, that is Irish. He's Irish.
In my 30s.
I feel in my 30s. Sorry, go ahead.
Do that voice again. Do it.
I feel like I'm in my 30s.
All right, that's a new character attack. We got to roll with it.
So, Emil Rettelband. Rettel?
Wait a second. Are we done with that?
No, it's just,
That's still the same
his
story.
name.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, your accent's good, but not enough to segue away from the story good.
Sorry.
So he took it to court, and what they actually found, they denied him, by the way. They said, you cannot legally change your age. You've gone around the earth 69 times. Fucking deal with it.
I identify.
Yeah. And then, well, it's funny you say that. They went in, they said there is legal precedence for legally establishing a new gender, but there is no legal precedence for changing an age because it's not really something that can change. Like you can't change that about yourself. Yeah, you have so many rotations around the sun, and
gender isn't.
We've had this talk before.
We don't want to get this conversation.
Nope,
We?
We're not doing that. So, what else? I want to quote the judge because one of his other justifications was that he felt like his age was holding him back from professional and personal opportunities. Which I thought that makes kind of sense. I mean,
yeah.
I imagine, based on the job, it would be a lot more inclined to hire a 49-year-old versus a 69-year-old.
I want to work at the Gap.
Screw that. I'm the opposite direction of you guys.
Want to retire?
My psychology says I'm 65. Let me start collecting some Social Security right now.
You can collect Social Security right now.
No.
I know tons of people that do it all the time and don't work. And yeah.
So that was the other side of it. And he said there are a variety of like rights and duties and social services that you are entitled to as you age and as you've paid into those social services for an expected, 45, 50 years. And that would make those age requirements meaningless. If I could just do exactly what you said, go to court, say, I'm 55 now, give me my fucking discount. So it kind of ruled against those. But
I identify as a senior citizen.
Or you could be like 15 and go, I identify as a 21-year-old.
Ooh, that opens up a whole other realm of things. I identify as a 17-year-old, so that sex with that minor was legal.
I know, I was going to say. Or she identifies as a 19-year-old. Your Honor.
Sir, that's your stepdaughter. That's not, no, we're not even going to yield.
Okay,
in jail.
That's weird. You made this weird.
I made it weird?
So the judge said, no, you're free to feel and act however the fuck you want. Do whatever you want, but you can't change it because you have 20 years of like medical history and like legal history and relationship history, etc. that can't be expunged. That's important. So, that was a little bit of weirdness out in the world. Our next news story, it's a little shorter. Some super feel goods.
Oh, nice.
I like those.
A Secret Santa, let's see, in Pennsylvania, there's a Pennsylvania Walmart. A Secret Santa went in and paid off $29,000 in Christmas layaways.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, dropped in, no name, no explanation, nothing. Gave him $29,000 and just said, let's just start finding layaways. Just started paying them off. There's some really cool kind of holiday charity going on.
That's awesome.
Come to Merritt Island, Florida, and visit the Target.
Some shit on layaway.
I love benevolent. I'm gonna fuck that word up. I love benevolent people. That's cool. If I had millions and millions of dollars, I think I would do stuff like that too. After I spent the whole day jet skiing.
Yeah, of course. And then you give the jet ski away to.
Oh yeah, of course.
To the hookers that you fucked earlier that day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine. It's kind of related. Not one of our news stories, but have you guys ever heard what Bill Gates does with his suits?
I know that he offered to give me like $1 million once in an email.
Oh. No, this is it's a little bit more feel goods. So what he does is he has, being the crazy wealthy man that he has suits made for himself, and he only wears them one time. But then the Gates Foundation, they auction them off for exorbitant amounts of money, and all of the money from his suits goes straight to his charity, which goes straight into other charities.
Which is making suits is his charity, which is weird.
It's a self-licking ice cream cone right there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat. So are you guys ready for it?
Oh yeah, that's right.
This isn't
you
the
kind
time.
of you kind of did a little teaser during the break. I believe it was bleh. I think it was your teaser.
That was from the Shat scale.
Okay.
The Shat scale and the fart scores.
Oh, that's when he's like, I can't wait to say these words.
Yes, because I'm truly a child at heart.
I don't know. I'm a 9-year-old. We learned that last episode.
All right, so we got our weekly Florida Man sighting.
There we go.
There it is.
Yes.
So today's Florida Man comes from...
I'm sorry. You can start the whole segment all over again. I hate to interrupt you.
Right from the beginning of Newsflash? Jesus.
No, I'm sorry.
Do you hate it?
No, are you going to do like
Because you keep
sound
doing it.
effect?
I don't know. Do you want a sound effect for Florida Man?
You give me anything, just like a, or something,
Hadn't really considered it. but
Just something to think about.
A
You don't have to answer now.
nuclear bomb sound?
Florida Man. I don't know.
Sorry,
We'll come up with something.
You
We'll come
can
up with
start
something.
over the Florida thing. Sorry.
No, you're good. So this week's Florida Man is coming to us from
Alright.
St. Petersburg.
Nice.
All
So
right.
out on the West Coast. Florida man was arrested after allegedly arranging to receive oral sex from an undercover cop in exchange for a hamburger.
My motherfucking good hamburger. That's what I want.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I've been trying to pitch hamburgers for blowjobs, and it's not working for me.
So he was willing to give a blowjob for a hamburger?
No, the other way around.
He wanted to get a blowjob for one of his hamburgers,
He
owned the hamburger?
He was going to pay the police officer, the undercover police officer, one hamburger as payment for the undercover officer giving him a blowjob.
Oh, man.
Gotta at least have cheese on it. Can
On
just
the
do it.
burger, I hope, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
So there's so many...
All right.
I've got so many questions about that, though. We were talking Crystal Burger here? Are we talking like McDonald's drive-thru?
Are you trying to find the size of his dick?
No. Are we talking double quarter pounder?
So Frank Capone, 57, was arrested Saturday afternoon.
It's an Italian guy.
It just, wow.
He's 5'2".
There's a nice little anecdote in here as well. The arrest affidavit does not indicate whether Capone possessed the hamburger or was prepared to procure one pre-fellatio.
What's the term? I will gladly buy. I will
You Tuesday
for a hamburger today.
The hamburger. Yeah, I mean, and of all the things to get rolled up for, his rap sheet included convictions for grand theft and battery on a law enforcement officer.
Oh, that's because that last bitch didn't eat the hamburger. God damn it, Florida! What are you doing? Come on, get your shit together. Oh, why is Florida always the one state that
We
always gets
discussed this
that rap?
last week.
I know. I'm just.
We went
It's
into this.
rhetorical. It's not a real question.
All right, and that's the news flash.
Yay, Josh! I am so fucking
Nice.
happy with the news flash. You have no
I
idea.
apologize for interrupting so much. I feel terrible. Next week it won't be that way. I don't know how you want us to react or not react. Or
I mean, I would start by not interrupting.
wow.
Damn, you just got your shit
But
stumped.
he did it too.
Well, you got a point. You got to deflect. What the hell?
Sorry, I'm getting shot. When you get shot too.
It's comical because you're like, oh, I'm so sorry for interrupting. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
But I wanted to ask you that portion.
You're good.
And so
you're
you can cut that part
You're
out,
good.
and then
You're good. I
cut that part out.
I
No,
trust the
it all-
master wizard editor.
It all stays in.
God, I hope not. You sound like an asshole.
Oh,
Man,
I don't make you sound like an asshole. You are an
No,
asshole, so that kind of fits. I'm just
It'll
kidding.
make me sound like
Tack is gonna go slit his wrist. I'm just kidding. I
I'm
love
gonna
you, man.
swallow a bullet. It's
Tack.
all right.
Jesus.
Tack,
What? No, okay.
I love you, man.
All right. All right.
Come on, really?
Come on.
Come on.
You can't just say I love you too. No homo or anything. It's just
I understand that. It's just
you're afraid the listeners don't understand that.
no. I don't care about listeners.
It's not that hard. Just give it a shot. Just let it roll off the tongue. Close your eyes when you have to say it.
No.
Tack, I love you.
Close your eyes and say you love me.
That's how I thought of it too. Let's,
Close your
Move forward.
Okay.
close your eyes and just imagine
okay, I'm uncomfortable.
the pants that Josh was wearing are now off. Now say I love you. Damn it! All right,
You guys ready to get out of here?
let's do it,
Is this
man.
it? That's the end of the show already?
Yeah, we're at the end. It's almost 10 o'clock, dude.
man.
It's 10:05. So yeah.
All right. Are we going to sing our song that we planned at the end?
Yeah, you start and go.
Nice.
Thanks to Kathleen for letting us use this studio. We're in the Why Are We Here studios. Go check out her podcast, Why Are We Here? It's a really fun trip. I don't think we really have anything to plug or anything. We don't have any.
I was just trying to think.
I'm going to plug Tach after the show.
Plug my mouth shut with his cock.
Before we go, since we don't really technically have sponsors yet, not that Salty Fox or the Village Idiot would not want to come back and be sponsors with us again. However, we want to build our numbers up to have respectable listeners again. However, we are going to have some representation from a business on this podcast, and it's one of our very own. So, Josh, real quick, give our listeners another heads up about your.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, I really want to actually kind of go into where it's at on the next episode. Give some time, kind of talk about where it was when the show ended and where it's gone. But if you haven't already, go check out Masterful Beard, masterfulbeard.com. We've got beard oil, beard balm, combs, beard wash, and really the biggest part of it is the products are great. But there's a lot of information on like problems that we as men kind of run into with growing beards, with itchiness and beard rough and why it all happens and stuff. So I'm going to really go check that out. We've got a cool little piece on there. It's the 5 tenets for epic beard growth. And we go into age, diet, skincare, genetics. Jesus,
he's in there too?
He's in it. Yeah, he controls your beard growth.
Jesus used Masterful Beard. Just so you know. No way to prove it. He used Masterful Beard.
Oh man, hang on a second. We're gonna have to cut this up. Diet, skincare, fitness. Fitness is what I was missing. So in the 5 tenets for epic beard growth, we go into how your diet, your fitness, your age, your skincare, and your genetics really impact what kind of beard you can and can't grow, and things that you can kind of do to change them. Got a little bit of info in there, like maybe you don't have workout equipment, but like some recommendations on like really low impact exercises that you can do. And because I have to say it, go talk to your doctor before you start any exercise regimen. Please don't sue me.
Good call. And by the way, for guys, so most of our listeners are guys usually, even though we've got more girls than we thought. Guys giving a guy another gift. This is a very, very cool gift to be able to give somebody that is into growing beards or is wanting to start one or whatever. And girls, the fucking coolest stocking stuffer in the world for your bearded man. So get go hook Josh up. Go check out his products, and his products are remarkably inexpensive, and they last quite a while.
Yeah, we're talking a bottle of beard oils coming in $13.99, and that'll usually last you about 3 months.
Yeah, it's $14 for 3 months worth of beard oil. Every day you can have coiffed beards.
Coiffed, that's a good one.
Yeah, you like that?
What's it mean?
Robust, thick. There's another term like kind of out of control. But
want to see this coiffed dick?
You're into fitness, right?
Fitness? No, it's your joke. Go for it.
Fitness dick in your mouth. Okay, you stole my thunder. All right, well, let's get the fuck out of here. Check out masterfulbeard.com. And go to our Facebook page, give us a like, go to iTunes, give us 5 stars if you enjoy the show, the whole 9 yards. We got a lot in store for this season 2 of Living Podcariously. So stay tuned. We're going to do a lot of stuff with Phonic. They're going to come in here eventually and give us some interviews and maybe even a live performance in the new studio. So we'll see.
Into it.
Yeah, easily. Very, very easily. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. On behalf of Living Podcariously, I am Adam.
I'm Tach.
And I'm Mr. Wilson.
And our beautiful Andrea Joy is sending her love from the bedroom. Wait, that didn't sound right. Anyway. All right, guys. Have a good night. Talk to you later.
I think they play safe bets that I never get this off my chest. But since then I learned better, though it took me forever. Born and raised in a pasture until family disaster. The only other road went straight southern for the East Coast. But ever since that I arrived, all the talk about was leaving. And I could care less about some changing of the seasons. And they ain't never lived nowhere that thought that it was freezing. They don't know what they believe in. Before the sun, wind and rain, I never change a thing, because you see me all the way till the judgment day. In the city, as by the sea. That's right, where I should be. And if it's drowning, well, I'll be swimming in the city as by the sea.
Thanks for listening to Living Podcariously, recorded live from Florida's... no, I can't do this. All right, no, listen. These Florida man sightings in Mr. Wilson's news flash are making me just ashamed, all right? I mean, really? Really, Florida, what are you doing? Get your shit together. Can't we just have normal lives for like 5 fucking seconds? Oh my God. Oh no, guys, no. It's fine. We'll do it again. Big breath. You're a big boy. Thank you for listening to Living Podcariously, recorded live from Florida's Space Coast.
Tell me, baby, what you think about the beaches I live in. The ocean ain't the place for your bitching and complaining. The song remains the same, cause it's up on every station. Oh, Florida sun, wind and rain. Tell me if I should change, because I sure love the way that I'm living today. In the city, as by the sea. That's right, where I should be. And if it's drowning, well, I'll be swimming in the city that's by the sea.
Hey, did you guys like the songs you were listening to this evening? If so, you should give Jake Salter and the guys from Phonic, that's TRUPHONIC, some love. Go find them at truephonic.bandcamp.com or simply search for Phonic on YouTube. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. They're really great guys. All right, guys. Good night.
Tell me, baby, what you think about the beaches I live in. The ocean ain't the place for your bitching and complaining. The song remains the same, cause it's up on every station. Oh, Florida sun, wind and rain. I never change a thing, because I sure love the way that I'm living today. In the city, as by the sea. That's right, where I should be. And if it's drowning, well, I'll be swimming